What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate, reverse rants, no hate. So, look, I have to dig into this. Let this man talk. And I'm really at a point where doing videos about certain fighters, you just don't feel it. But then it's like, it's too much falsehoods being said, too much injustices, too many things happening where people are normalizing these things. And we have so many casuals that they hear things, but to them, it's a learning experience. And they don't really have the common knowledge to have common sense. But I've had many people, come in my comment section of my videos and say, hey, man, thanks for the insight. I never knew that. I never thought about that. And then people will research things based on what you say. So when they research things based off falsehood, not understanding there's things attached to a story. Every story has a beginning and an end, right? It doesn't just have an ending. Something has to happen. Something has to happen in the middle. It leads up to something, right? So let me just let this guy speak. This is Mauricio Sulaiman, and I want to break some things down. And it's not things that we don't already know, but people do forget things. So let's get it.
Let's switch to more WBC orientated business, and someone who doesn't have to make weight in Tyson Fury, WBC heavyweight champion, of course. Been in the news a lot recently, talking about fighting in Australia, talking about fighting someone from the MMA world, talking about fighting Anthony Joshua once again. Negotiations once again, they have not fought, as we know. What is the latest you can tell us about Fury's situation, and could a mandatory obligation be imposed anytime soon?
Tyson Fury is a victim, a very unfortunate victim of the moment that we're living in. He's a great fighter. He sold 170,000 tickets last year. He's the best heavyweight of today. He's willing to fight anyone. But there's so much talent that there is there, that there's so many great fights that could be happening or not. They're pricing themselves out. They're abusing a position. And it's a complete disaster. Fury wanted to fight Usyk. The WBC tabled all situations, all mandatories, allowing that fight to be made. It did not take place. Fury is willing to fight Joshua, to fight Wilder, to fight anyone. So I'm really, really sorry for what is happening. And I hope that things change, because we can see great matches happening. And it is all being stalled in the heavyweight division.
Why do you...
Okay. That's all I need to hear from what Mauricio Sulaiman just said. And I have to debunk that shit. We've been speaking about this man for the longest. And I wasn't crazy about a third fight with Wilder. But pretty much that's the last thing that Tyson Fury did that was even worth talking about. And the only reason it was, you can say was worth it for the moment, is because he was accused of all of these things. Now, to those who believe the accusations, yeah, because what was said was Fury can't cheat this time. The world is watching. Well, the world was watching the first two times. And in this fight, he goes in there and no towel, no stoppage by the corner, no stop on a cut, nothing. He gets knocked out, Deontay Wilder, okay? So now, with that being said, doesn't matter, because excuse makers are going to continue to make excuses anyway. So pretty much, it's like no matter what they say, Wilder got stretched. So what went wrong this time? Did he cheat again? And of course, according to Wilder, he cheated in the third fight as well. It's always something. Now, that's why I say that it wasn't meaningful to me, because it didn't matter to me personally, but I understood how other people could look at it. Aside from that, Fury has done nothing that we wanted to see by choice. Mauricio Sulaiman said Tyson Fury is a victim of the moment, of what's happening in the situation right now. See, this is why, as much as I don't like talking about Tyson Fury, I can't overlook things like this. Okay, I explained to you at the very beginning of the video why. Listen, Tyson Fury, if he's a victim of his own actions. Now, Mauricio Sulaiman, is the WBC president. What title does Tyson Fury hold? The WBC. So unless a fighter is in a situation where, let's say Mauricio Sulaiman personally don't like this person, or they just don't see value in this person, they don't want that person as champion, what do you think he's going to say? Because these guys are not honest. These guys, they speak and say things and act as if they don't see what's going on. Now, if Tyson Fury was holding the IBF or the WBA or the WBO, and let's say Usyk was the WBC champion, what do you think Mauricio Sulaiman would be saying then? He said these guys are overpricing themselves. No. Listen, these guys are putting their life on the line just like Tyson Fury. Mauricio Sulaiman's words right there. If you were in the dark about it, he's letting you know, I don't care about no damn legacy. I'm a businessman. I want what's best for business. He said Tyson Fury's the greatest heavyweight, best heavyweight in the world. So him giving him praise, and then at the same time, when you hear me say, how come Tyson Fury has never had a mandatory? To the minions, oh, but, well, what? Well, what? Usyk has 2 freaking mandatories. 2. Fury has not had any. Since he kidnapped that title and had it hostage, he has had none. And you don't think there's an explanation for that? And all this man just managed to do was sit here and say that the other fighters, the challengers, are overpriced themselves. Wait a minute. Even for Andy Ruiz, who responded to the point of saying that Tyson Fury and Frank Warren saying that Andy Ruiz was asking, I think they said 20 or 22 million or something like that or whatever. Ruiz made a response saying, when was this or something to that effect? You know, when did this happen? Like, he doesn't, you know, look, we're not there to know what happened, but let's be real. Here's a guy who at least held the championship, okay, in Andy Ruiz. At least held it. But Tyson Fury treats everybody the same. So, as I said, to reiterate, he offered Alexander Usyk 70-30. Usyk has 3 titles compared to Fury's 1. Anthony Joshua, who lost to Usyk 2 times, was offered 60-40. So let's remember, Alexander Usyk accepted his terms and told him, I'll accept the 70-30. But since you want to put all these stipulations and you want to play games, well, I'm going to do something solid for my country. You will give £1 million to the people of the Ukraine. Fury can't afford that. Of course he can. And you already taking 70-30. Huh? And all of a sudden, is that what you consider overpricing? A man is accepting, the unified heavyweight champ of the world is accepting a 70-30 split. Then have Tyson Fury make a video talking shit, calling him stupid. You're not a smart man. I offered you crumbs and you took it. He's literally making fun of that shit. Because he was trying to make Usyk say, man, fuck this. And this is why he kept playing the games. And Fury and Usyk finally got to the point where he said, you know what? I'm not sitting here bowing down. I've been doing this shit my whole career. Bowing down, giving people their wishes. I win. I become the champion. And no matter how many times I win, no matter what I do to improve my record and my legacy, I keep bowing down to someone else's wishes. And he said, I'm not doing it. And his trainer agreed with him. Now, for the people that don't remember that or never knew that, this is the point of what I'm saying about when we don't talk about these things. Okay? And people believe lies. And you call this man a victim. Man, he did the same thing to Anthony Joshua. You know, he throws Anthony Joshua a number. Anthony Joshua accepts his terms. And then he does the same thing. Oh, well, you have, you know, until tomorrow to sign everything. It was always a rush job. Let's just do this. Let's just do that. Okay. Frank Warren, we heard him. Remember him saying that there's no way that the paperwork would get done that fast. I mean, then the Queen died. And so then that was another couple of days in the delay and everything. And then Frank Warren went from that to all of a sudden trying to blast Eddie Hearn and Joshua, trying to make it seem like they were purposely not wanting to negotiate. Not make that, no, forget negotiate. They didn't want to sign and make it official because they were afraid to fight Tyson Fury. Oh, Hurd isn't ready for that. AJ doesn't want that fight. They're just pretending. Okay, that's what they would want you to believe. But then, even in that situation, Tyson Fury turns around and says he's disappointed, so disappointed that he lost that fight, that he didn't get that fight when he's the one that walked away. And what did he, and I gotta bring this up, okay? What did he and Frank Warren say? That Anthony Joshua has blown a chance of a lifetime. He's blown it. He will never get this opportunity again. What did I tell you guys? That's bullshit. Because as long as these guys are active and fighting and they stay on top, their paths will cross at some point. And every fighter needs another fighter. Even if you fight a complete melon, you still need a fucking opponent, right? You don't go in the ring and just fight yourself. So at the end of the day, he's the one walked away. Now, what's been happening these past couple of weeks? We've been getting news about Frank Warren, okay, pretty much begging Anthony Joshua, trying to get him to, hey, come on, we need an opponent. And even hearing to the things that Frank Warren is trying to even actually reach out to the WBC to get an opponent, a mandatory for Tyson Fury. Why does the promoter have to do that? Why isn't the WBC sanctioning this? Why don't they, okay, wait, this is our ranking system. Who is a suitable mandatory? Don't wait until Anthony Joshua has a fight locked in. Okay? Don't wait until, Lord, I don't want to see no. I definitely wouldn't tune in to see it. I'd probably watch the highlights or maybe the replay. I don't even care to see Tyson Fury and Wilder again. Definitely don't. Okay? And at the end of the day, you know these guys are already obligated. Tyson, look, Anthony Joshua, why would he stop camp? Eddie Hearn already made this known, and I agree with that. Why would he stop what he's doing? Just to appease Tyson Fury. And then all of a sudden, let's say the fight doesn't happen. Now, Anthony Joshua just further put himself in a hole because now this is a longer period of time that he hasn't been in the ring. So he has a summer date and then wants to do it again in December, which, in my opinion, that will be the time for him to fight Deontay Wilder. So all of this talking, oh, Fury, AJ's not ready yet, and this guy's not ready, all this nonsense. What do you think he's with Derrick James for? Okay, we're not there to know his day-to-day progress, and we don't need to. At the end of the day, bottom line, none of these guys are getting any younger. So you're either going to fight or you're not. So don't sit here and wait till somebody is basically in a training camp. They're preparing for an upcoming fight. So as the negotiations are going on, these guys are training. So everything stops for Fury? Oh, absolutely not. So now you try to reach out or make it look, okay, you're reaching out to people that you know are obligated. Just to end up saying, hey, you know what? Look, we reached out to Anthony Joshua. He doesn't want it. He's scared. We reached out to Usyk. He's scared, right? We reached out to this one, that one, Andy Root, right? No. So guess what? We end up fighting Deontay Wilder one more time. Now, if Wilder is understanding of what's in front of him, it's like, why would he stop what he's doing just to go have another fight with Fury? Which, in other words, basically he's going to get his ass beat again. Pretty much. I mean, shit can happen, but pretty much he's going to get beat the fuck up again. Okay? Just like, do you really want to see Anthony Joshua versus Usyk 3? Unless you see the improvements that Anthony Joshua need, where it's like, okay, now he got a chance to beat him or you know, really beat him or pulling it off or whatever, but not just to go in there and have the same thing happen again, right? What would be the purpose? So, with that being said, if you're going to sit here and call this man a victim when he clearly is the reason that these fights haven't happened, it's his fault. What is Andy Ruiz supposed to do? Say, oh, well, you know, look, I'll just take whatever you give me. See, here's the problem. You make one fighter feel like he is bigger than boxing. Like everything just evolves around him. No, that's not the way it goes. That is a fucked up way to handle business and to see shit, because those people will make it seem as though, you know, to everybody, nobody wants to fight me. At the same time, I can go jump in the WWE ring if I want. I can pop up at, little interviews behind the scenes of an MMA fight or some shit, try to get my name out there, call out MMA guys, just talk a bunch of shit, knowing I don't want to fight these guys. But I just want to make it look like that. I want my name to be relevant, to stay relevant, to expand by just talking shit without getting in the ring. Usyk's trainer just said, or manager or whatever, he just said, in an interview that I saw, or it's the Seconds Out interview, you guys might have seen it. He said that basically what did he say? He told Tyson Fury to be respectful or be forgotten. And people who don't understand what he's saying will probably disagree with that. But I understand exactly where that's coming from. The guy's not saying be respectful because you hurt my feelings when you said what you said. No, this is what he's saying. Be respectful or be forgotten. Because you keep talking all of this shit. I want to fight the little dirty teeth man, the little bug-eyed ugly man. These guys are scared. They don't want none of the Gypsy King. And then you jump on fucking video and lie. You're the one that don't want the fight. You're the one making ridiculous demands. And we're not going to kneel and bow to you. Mauricio Sulaiman might do that shit. Okay, your minions might do that shit. These cowardly fucking content creators who want to be a part of your bandwagon because they feel like if they speak good on your behalf, oh, they'll get more viewers and subscribers. They might do that punk ass shit, but we're not going to fold to you. Our career is not based on you. There are other. The same way you have options, motherfucker, we have options too. We're both heavyweight champions. Simple. We're not going to fold for you. So stop using our name just to get attention and lie. The motherfucker just lied and said he sent Anthony Joshua a fucking contract. And what did fucking Eddie tell you? There's been no contract sent. None. Whatsoever. None. Or do we forget that, or are we just stuck on stupid? Let's just say shit that sounds good that the people will listen to. No. Tell the fucking truth. So that's where he's coming from when he says that. We're not going to bow down to you. Who the fuck you think you are? Like, please, Fury, pick us. No, motherfucker. We have real estate. We have more real estate than you do. And now everything is trying to be based off of popularity. This motherfucker Usyk just fought Anthony Joshua twice and beat him. You don't think his popularity has grown? He's not a shit talker. He's not jumping in WWE rings. He's not calling out MMA guys that he doesn't want to fight them. No, he's not doing clown shit. So you might be impressed by the shit Fury's talking about. No, here's the thing. See, you guys that are talking in Fury's favor are a bunch of fucking sheep. Because I'm going to explain this shit to you. If Tyson Fury, just like, for example, look at the camouflage. He and his guy, Bob Arum said, Frank Warren said Anthony Joshua blew his chance. Well, he'll never get this shot again. We're not going to talk about him. Remember, I will never talk about him. Don't bring his name up to me. Remember that shit? And now they're begging him for a fucking fight. If Fury's not active, then he has no money coming in from boxing. Huh? He's missing out on a lot of money. So what he'll do, okay, to fucking satisfy his little sheep, he'll jump in there with a C-class fighter, and you know what his excuse is going to be? These guys don't want to fight me. We tried to get Joshua. We tried to get, Usyk. We tried to get Ruiz. Or we tried. No, stop lying, man. Stop fucking lying. And as I said before, it's so funny how he gave Anthony Joshua these bullshit stipulations, tried to make him rush into shit, and we all know they said this was a network or a platform thing that was taking time with the paperwork and all. It was a legal thing. This had nothing to do with Anthony Joshua. And Frank Warren himself even said that shit. But, like I said, Fury probably chewed his ass out when he made that comment about, there's no way that could happen. I mean, this is Fury's doing, right? Hey, look, you on my side, motherfucker. Don't say nothing that make me look stupid. If I lie, you lie. Just like his father called, Javon Sugar Hill a traitor because he didn't go along with the bullshit. Simple. Simple. I just seen a video the other day where, someone said that Tyson Fury wasn't even training during the Usyk negotiations, right? Didn't I tell you guys, when he made that little bullshit video with Joseph Parker and someone else in the video. I'm in a bad shape of my life. And I said, man, that motherfucker looked fat. Like pot-bellied fat. That wasn't no fucking type of, I'm even in shape. You know, so to be in fight shape, I'm almost there. No. What did I tell you? That motherfucker looked fat. And that's why he tried to even angle himself on that second video where he was like on a treadmill or some shit or a bike or whatever. And he's like looking at the camera from here up. Did I not tell you that? That motherfucker was not in shape to fight. And people, oh, well, he's never been a muscular guy. I ain't said nothing about no fucking muscles. I said that motherfucker was not in shape. At all. Now we hear it months later. Oh, ain't that right? Remember the same shit happened with Deontay Wilder? Remember the guy that was talking, oh, you know, champ in the best shape of his life. You know what I'm saying? Champ this and this. And they post a fucking picture of Deontay Wilder with a fucking low haircut. And this motherfucker done had his hair locked for years now. I'm like, that's an old ass. What the fuck? Are you guys really stupid? But the fans tried to pretend they didn't understand that that was an old photo. And what did we hear? Anthony, that fucking Deontay Wilder wasn't even training that whole time. Okay. Being a fanboy does not help the situation. So denying things and trying to act like things didn't happen the way that you don't want to accept because it exposes your guy to be a fucking liar, you know, well, hey, that doesn't change anything. But what I'm looking at, this dude just talks and says a bunch of shit, and I don't respect any fighter that has all his mouth, and they say everything except let's fight. They say every fucking thing except let's fight. They don't want to fucking send contracts and make it known like back in the day. It wasn't about rumors. By the time you heard a fight was supposed to happen, you might hear that they're trying to get Tyson and Holyfield. That's the fight that everybody want. They both want the fight, and okay. But guess what? You know what you heard? The fight finally happened. Now, the exception of Tyson going to prison, that's why the fight didn't happen when it was supposed to happen initially. But what I'm saying is, the point is, what the fights you like to see, these are the conversations. But by the time you hear about the fight happening, it's like, guess what? It's already set in motion. So you hear about the fight with the date and the venue. Not like now. All of a sudden, you're doing contracts on Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook. Really? No. These folks are lying to the public. And for him, Mauricio Sulaiman, to sit here and say that that Tyson Fury is a fucking victim of the situation. No, stop. He's a victim of his own bullshit. That's what he's a victim of. And this is like, for me, I can't just sit back and listen to this shit, knowing it's bullshit, and then not make a video on it, and then watch all these other channels make excuses for Fury. But then the guys that have channels that have some sense start speaking out saying, hey, this dude is a fraud, man. See, because when it comes to good and evil, the problem with the good is we don't even say nothing. But evil just keep going and keep going and keep going. And then you start hoping that it just dies down and go away. No, you got to fight that shit. Plain and simple. Tyson Fury feels like he's on top of the world. He can just do what he wants. And Mauricio Sulaiman gives him that. If you're a favorite of Mauricio Sulaiman, you already know how it goes. Look at Canelo. Look at Canelo. You know how that goes. Look at Lomachenko. You lose a fight, your very next fight is a title fight. You lose a fight, all of a sudden, you're bumped up and take someone's #1 position, who was a mandatory. You understand what I'm saying? You get your ass whooped, you just drop back down, and you still have titles, fight a meatball, and then, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Tyson Fury has not had a mandatory since he's had this title. And for him to say Tyson Fury wants to fight everybody, he will fight it. No, he doesn't want to fight everybody. And that's the type of shit I'm talking about. It's a fucking lie. It's lies. If he wanted to make those fights happen, they would have happened already. And Usyk, again, is letting this guy know, we're not bowing down to you. We're not Mauricio Sulaiman. There's other fighters out there. So if you don't want to fight for Undisputed, then what the fuck? We supposed to beg and cry? No, fuck you, man. We want the fight, And if Usyk's guy is saying that, isn't it common sense that Usyk feels the same fucking way? What do you think? They don't have conversation, that this guy just sits and say things just to say? No, Usyk feels the same way. He wants to fight. But what he doesn't want is Tyson's bullshit fucking shenanigans. That's what he doesn't want. Nobody wants that shit. So if you're going to treat the unified champion of the world the same way you treat anybody else, then what is your purpose? What is your purpose? Let me pretend I want to fight everybody. Let me blame everybody else for the fight not happening. Continue to fight meatballs. Look how easily he beat Dillian White. But the guy basically had to be taken to court to get the money up, because basically he didn't even want to fight Dillian White. And see, you keep thinking that, oh, he's the best heavyweight out there. Oh, he can do whatever he wants. And then, yeah, and then he gets in there and fight that one guy that bust that ass. And it's like, oh, shit, of all the people, I didn't think he was going to be the one to beat Fury. Oh, that can happen. That can happen. This man was entertaining a fight with Manuel fucking Char. And why was it so easy to make the Derek Chisora fight? Please tell me why. Please tell me why it was so easy. Please tell me why he yelled at the end of that fight, "Come on, Joyce. If I can't get the little ugly bug-eyed man, how about me and you, Joyce? Let's get it on." Huh? Do you know how easily he could have made that fight, especially when Joe Joyce is Frank Warren's guy? No, but he chose to fight Derek Chisora. And we knew months ahead of time. Frank Warren and himself both said Manuel Char and Derek Chisora's name. So this is not something that just happened because he couldn't get a fight. They had this shit planned already. Even when he was talking a couple years ago about, I want 2 fights with or without Anthony Joshua. That's the whole thing of what I'm saying. Everything revolves around him. No, that's not how it goes. So when he's saying, when you hear Usyk's guy saying, either show respect or be forgotten, it's like, look, man, our career is not going to be defined by you. I want this fight, but I'm not going to chase you. What have we been saying about, you know, a Charlo or Andre, you know, Benavidez? Man, stop fucking chasing Canelo. Y'all keep calling his name. It's like you're putting your own careers on hold just to fight one guy. Go out there and fight the guys, knock everybody off. He has nowhere else to go, right? Put him in that position. Why is it any different for Tyson Fury? And you can't see it talking this legacy shit and everything's about money. And all of a sudden, we're supposed to sit back and just, oh, please pick us, Tyson. Please, please, please pick us. Please, please pick us, Tyson. No, that's the mind of a peasant. That you look up to people as a king and you're a peasant and you get whatever they throw you. And that is what Tyson Fury loves and what he wants. That is not the mindset that a challenger should have. But someone outside of Usyk that hasn't done anything, that's just in the rankings, but they haven't done shit, it's more understandable for that guy to just take less because, hey, I understand the position I'm in. I'm not a draw, not a big name at all, and I'm being, you know, put in a fight with the guy that pretty much he's meant to look good against me. So it's my job to go in there and win. Do my best to win. Well, that's my whole thing. If you're going to end up fighting someone that's not even a B- and you're a champion, what is your excuse? You don't need to fight C-level fighters. You don't need to make fights that it just suits you, just to keep you active, to make some money, because your sheep are going to come out anyway. What's the first thing that Mauricio Sulaiman just said? About how many tickets that Tyson Fury sold. Do you hear him talking about legacy and wanting to see great fights? I want to know. Do you hear him even showing interest in the opponent? No, it's all about what's best for business. That's what the fuck you're listening to right there. And anytime somebody head get that swell where they feel like they're bigger than boxing itself and no, it's all about me, this is when you're going to start to have big problems. But what happens when other fights are being made and then this motherfucker's being overlooked because, hey, man, like, hey, we're going to put our careers on hold because of you? And see, the problem with the bigger names is they don't want to fight younger up-and-coming guys. They want to try to fight guys that's already have some type of recognition. And so with that being said, for a guy to try to sit here and try to hold you for ransom. Like, nah, man, you going to give me 70-30 or 80-20 or whatever the fuck, 90-10. Okay, 95-5. Whatever the fuck I say, 98-2, motherfucker. You give a motherfucker that much power, you fucking boxing up. Boxing is already in this laughable state. It's been this way for a long time. And Mauricio Sulaiman just gave you a small reason as to why. And that's exactly why people like myself have to wind up speaking against this bullshit. Because if we sit here silent, as much as I hate, honestly, y'all, I don't even like talking about Tyson Fury. I don't even like talking about this guy. I really don't. Because there's nothing to talk about that he's doing in the ring. It's the same antics over and over. Today is what? June 7th. Tyson Fury could drop a video tonight. Come on, motherfuckers. Somebody step up and challenge the Gypsy King. Stop running scared of me. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. But yet, he's the fucking one fucking the negotiations up. And we just heard, again, last month before that, Tyson Fury is the fucking holdup. When they was trying to even get this deal done in Saudi with, you know, a double main event, he versus Usyk, Wilder versus Joshua. Who did they say the holdup was? Tyson Fury. Then we hear guys say, you know, like this skills challenge company, you know, there was not even a contract and no negotiations sent out or no offers made to them. Either way, they want everybody to get their fights out the way this summer, and then they'll start negotiating then. Now, you heard the guy say that. So all this talk about who reached out to who and who said what, this is what I don't like about this he said, she said thing. And believe me, there's a whole lot of shit out here. And I'm pretty sure all of us here, or most of us anyway, and Tyson Fury names come up, and then you don't hear me talking about that shit. Because it's just the same thing, and not just Fury, any fighter. That it's just talk. It just makes no sense. So at the end of the day, yeah, this is the type of shit that we have to debunk. And we need to understand that falsehood is something that we need to get rid of. And people spreading the falsehood is not going to be the ones that's going to stop it. It takes somebody like Aries. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.